Hey everybody, Mark Davis here in the moments just following our Thursday, April 24th talk show. And obviously we're filled with Obamacare news and Putin news and all kinds of things that are hot and breaking around the world. But I wanted to take a couple of moments and talk e-cigarettes with you, because every time I bring it up, the phone lines explode. I don't think we know how to handle it. I think we're all freaking out about e-cigarettes, and I think I've figured out why. I'll never forget my first experience with e-cigarettes. I don't mean smoking them. I've never consumed one. I've scarcely consumed a real cigarette. That was, in fact, I think once when I was 12, I smoked one of my buddy's Kent Filter Kings. I threw up for 3 days and thus ended my career as a smoker. Probably a good day for me. Anyway, the whole e-cigarette experience was, I was walking through a mall, and the whole e-cigarette phenomenon probably started in those peculiar kiosks you can find in malls, and I love it. It's all about free enterprise. But they all look at you with those hungry eyes, whether it's, Israeli skin cream or something that will braid your eyebrows while you sleep, and I'll never forget this one. Somebody came up and kind of looked at me and tried to make eye contact as I'm walking my way through the mall. Hey, do you smoke? And I said, no. But being me, with my stupid curiosity about everything, I looked at this wall of devices that he had, and so with a mood that seemed to say, but I could start at any time, I sought just to assuage my own curiosity. I said, what are these things? And he described to me the e-cigarette. This was probably some prehistoric Flintstones e-cigarette, because this is 7 or 8 years ago. Now, there's a whole culture about them. E-cigarettes are everywhere. There's a new verb. It is to vape, as in vapor. It's not smoke. It's liquid, but it's nicotine. And here's why everybody's freaking out. First of all, there are restaurants that are banning them. Okay, but it's not really smoke in the strictest sense. So it's not like there's somebody's nearby smoke. You know what it is? I think people are freaking out at the sight of a long white thing in people's hands. It's like, oh my God, what is that? Somebody's smoking. They still actually make candy cigarettes. How is that possible? So the notion of a little white thing in somebody, if it's 1955 and you're watching TV or watching the news, the TV anchors are probably blazing away while delivering the evening's headlines. But the whole notion of a cigarette in a hand has now become an odd sort of otherworldly thing. And the e-cigarette, while not technically a flaming tobacco cigarette, it's visually shocking. The second thing is we don't know what to make of them. We don't know if it's a bad habit. It certainly seems like something no kid should be doing, because it is nicotine. It's not tar. It's not the 512 chemicals that are in those things. So it's better than a flaming tobacco cigarette, I guess. But we don't know really if it's a healthy alternative. It's not a completely healthy alternative. It's still a drug delivery system. It's nicotine. So as many states and many establishments, restaurants, cities, places, governments, private businesses, figure out what to do with e-cigarettes, along comes the Food and Drug Administration. Ah, yes. You couldn't have held them off for long. And now they want to regulate these things. And you know what? I am always vigilant about overregulation. I believe we are wildly overregulated. I don't want the government to run our lives. I'm trying to get the government out of our lives in 500 different ways. This one may be okay. I don't know what those infernal things are. It won't mean anything to me. I ain't taking up an e-cigarette habit. When I brought it up and I suggested that the whole concept seemed kind of weird and nasty to me, a bunch of people called up and said, no, Mark, you don't understand. I've been smoking for 20 years, and what the e-cigarette has helped me do is ramp down from my 4-pack a day filterless Camels habit. It's like, okay, now is that anecdotal? Is there science behind that? One thing that FDA scrutiny will do is they'll study the living daylights out of something, so maybe that's something that's worth doing. So when the FDA keeps valuable medicines out of people's hands with undue cautiousness, I hate them. But when they are trying to figure out whether e-cigs or something we should be relaxed about, or something we should be concerned about, that's probably a couple of pennies of taxpayer money I'm okay with. So anyway, there's the e-cigarette thing in a nutshell. If you want to bring me something on that, or anything else for that matter, we got this little talk show, 7 to 10 Central Time, right here on 660 AM The Answer. Get the app. You can drive around, listen to us on your on the iPhone or whatever device you have. That's how I listen to Bill Bennett in the morning when I'm getting ready to come in and do my own show. I'm sitting there just brushing my teeth, listening to Bill on this wireless phone. There you go. Anyway, on those Fridays, though, I actually host Bill Bennett's Morning in America from 5 to 8, and then we do 8 to 10 locally. But that's it. You can find the schedule, everything else you need. Come listen to the show. We love old people. We have a good time, and we cover issues like this and many others. Mark Davis Show right here on 660 AM, The Answer.